Winner, winner, tartiflette for dinner. This is the one that you guys picked yesterday when I put the poll up, asking you which of three wines, Chateau Duhart Milon 2005, Chateau Beauséjour 2013, and Chateau Lafleur Petrus 2011 from Pomerol, I should try, just for fun, simply to mark the end of what was not Bordeaux en Premier Wine Week, which is also never actually a week. These are all similar wines in some ways, and also quite different wines due to the makeup of the grapes, and obviously where the vineyards are and the winemakers, blah, blah, blah. But they are similar in some way, in that they are obviously all from Bordeaux, all very well-known producers, and they all had quite similar scores. So the Lafleur Petrus, 92 points, the Chateau Beauséjour 92 points, Chateau Duhart Milon, 93 points most recently from Robert Parker. Obviously the vintages are very different. The prices are very different. So, sorry, the 2013, 2011 kind of average vintages in Bordeaux, 2005, obviously that's almost 6 years on the Pomerol. Also thought to be one of the best vintages for, since 82. So one of the very best vintages in Bordeaux that ever was. The prices of these wines are also really quite different. So the Chateau Beauséjour about 60 quid, Chateau Duhart Milon, 90 quid, and the Chateau Lafleur Petrus is about £140. So in the early running, this was the winner for ages, the Chateau Lafleur Petrus. I was quite surprised that you guys picked that, owing to that vintage. But then about 8, 9 o'clock in the evening, all the Americans got up and they rectified things, and in the end, the Chateau Duhart Milon 2005 Pauillac took 68% of the vote. So that was the wine that you said you would drink. Whether you wanted me to drink it on your behalf, I don't know. But that was the wine that you said you would drink. Now, why would I drink such a fabulous wine? It's not even Easter Sunday. It's Palm Sunday, isn't it? I think it is. Palm Sunday. Just why not? It's lockdown. What else have I got to do? Just look at these wines, wondering what's going to... No, just drink them, man. Just treat yourself. So, let's try this one then. The Chateau Duhart Milon 2005 Pauillac. This one, so in Pauillac, it tends to be cab-dominated blends. At Duhart Milon, it's always going to be cab and merlot. That's all they plant. In this year, in the 2005, it was 71% Cabernet Sauvignon. The rest, obviously, merlot. 50% new French oak. 14 months in barrel. And what can you expect of Pauillac? Well, we are in the world. Sorry, it's so hot. We're in the world of Lafite and Mouton Rothschild. These are seriously concentrated, deep, dark, dense wines, full-bodied, loads of cassis, blackcurrant, sometimes graphite, cigar box, really concentrated, really dense, really impressive, long-lived wines generally. So Duhart Milon is actually right next to Lafite. Obviously, Baron de Rothschild is the kind of owner. They've been going for hundreds of years, in different guises. And the wines have sort of improved dramatically over the sort of tenure of Rothschild being involved. So let's try this wine. Ooh, the colour is a kind of, well, you can't see this as well as I can, but we do have a kind of lighter tone towards the rim, so that's the age coming out, but really only a little. So that's pretty impressive for a 15-year-old wine. It's a kind of mid-ruby, and then on the nose. So really, really intensely aromatic and very typical. So there's still loads of primary fruit, that cassis, blackcurrant, ripe, almost baked plum, or a little bit pruny, but just on the edge of that. Very clear kind of cedar, balsamic notes, and hints of graphite as well. So very complex, evolving on the nose. It's very well integrated, mid-bodied, very elegant wine, good acidity, still loads of fruit. This will go on for another, I don't know, 10 years easily. But it doesn't have, I was expecting it to be a little bit more concentrated. It kind of lacks something on the palate. There isn't a concentration. When I first had enjoyed the nose, I thought this would be like a 95, 96 point wine because it is absolutely amazing on the nose, but on the palate, there's just something that sort of lets it down, and I think it's the concentration. Yeah, I mean, it's really elegant. It's a really well-made Pauillac, but there's something missing there, and that's strange. I thought for 2005, it maybe would have been a little more concentrated, a little bigger than it is. That said, yeah, I think 93 points is fair enough. Would I spend £90? I did once. It didn't gain any value. Would I again? I probably wouldn't. No, not for the palette that I just experienced there. So last time I forgot to ask a question at all. This time I am going to ask a question. I'm going to ask you, when you splash the cash, where do you go? Do you go to Bordeaux? Do you go to Tuscany? Burgundy? What's your Napa? Maybe. What's your go-to when you're feeling a bit flush? Which I really am very flush right now.